Yeah, yeah.
But you're a promoter.
I guess.
What would be your tips for like live shit coming? You've dibbled and dabbled, but you've had a couple of stories
Yeah.
involving you promoting, so you're more of a promoter than I. What would be your tips for like actually doing promoting? So let's say I want to go throw a show in these new era. What would be the Jay DaVille guide to not doing stupid shit that you should know about?
I'd like to begin with I'm the absolute worst person to ask that question, but I'll answer it regardless. Um, what I've always done is like kind of guerrilla marketing, mad flyers, mad posters. You know what I mean? Um, Gives it kind of a nostalgic feel. First of all, that's something I've always been a fan of personally. So I go and hand out flyers at shows or hand out flyers at events. You know, to go downtown, hand out flyers to people that look like they listen to hip hop music, and you talk to people, and you hand out flyers when you talk to people, and things like that. Putting up big posters in spots where a lot of people are going to see it before the cops come along and put it down. You know, it brings me back to my graffiti days, I guess, in a sense. Um, I wouldn't say that is the way of going forward in the future, though.
Yeah, it's not.
That's been something I've always done. Social media is obviously a great thing, but one thing I will say that you shouldn't be doing, if you're trying to promote either a show or yourself or an artist or whatever, don't go and add random people that have mutual friends from the hip hop community and inbox them your fucking YouTube link or your SoundCloud link. Don't do that shit, please. Like it's I haven't, like we've talked about how inactive I've been in music for a very long time now, and I still get people inboxing me their stuff. Then it's like I'm not the person to be sending this stuff to. If I have a show that I'm putting together, I'm going to go out and scout local talent. I'm not going to be checking for the guy that's harassing me or mass tagging me and shit. I've gotten into mad arguments with people over this shit. I just don't like it. I think it's fucking ugly. Don't do that shit. If you're going to use social media as a platform for production, sorry, for promotion rather, it doesn't hurt to pay into it, man. Get sponsored links. Apparently, it's not that expensive. You get a couple of sponsored links, and it looks much more professional when you have a sponsored link that reoccurs on people's timeline, um, rather than being mass tagged by the person who has the same name as the track. You're thinking like there's shameless self promotion, which looks fucking ugly. It's part of the game, but there's creative ways to do it. You can just pay into a little bit of promotion online. I mean, and obviously word of mouth is my favorite form of promotion. When people talk about you because you're a dope artist, because you're a dope act, that's why they want to come see you. That's why they're going to pay money to come see you. You know,
I agree with you. I'm not a
so
thousand
I feel
percent.
like just do something that's going to make people talk. I guess that's my biggest piece of advice is
I
don't
like
be
that.
whack. You know,
I'm more sold on
yeah, do
paid.
something that's going to make people talk about you.
I'm more sold on paid to promote your show than your song, because yo, to me, it's all about return on investment. At the end of the day, if you're doing paid, you're literally putting up a cost. So now you have to monetize back in some way or another. Streams isn't it. Views isn't it. Like that doesn't pay. That's not how you make money in this. So it's like, why would you put money into something that's
Not
not?
as not as a local. Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm talking. I got
Not as an
accidental.
independent.
I'm just saying on raw numbers and shit, right? I got an accidental 8,000 on fucking YouTube by some random YouTube shit. $25. I'm just saying views don't pay, my guy. Like they don't pay. Like when you run that
Yeah,
number,
exactly.
that means 100. That means what? So if I had 800,000, we're talking what? Not even 2K and shit. Like maybe 2K, but that's best case scenario. That's still not a lot of money if you think about advertising to get to that point. You're actually probably going to be running some L's on that number. That's what I'm trying to say. Whereas a show, well, now you have a monetization point. Your sales of the tickets and shit. So at that point, the more eyes you put on it, the higher likely you convert. You figure out the number of conversions that you can get, blah, 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 blah. But fact is, yeah, I will take your show more seriously if I see you put money behind it. I do pay attention to sponsored events because those are events that I feel like are taken more seriously now that I think about it.
Mhm.
But also, you make money back because you might put in $50 and sell five more tickets and boom, you've made your money back. So like there's like a direct
Yeah,
correlation between the dollars in and the dollars out. I don't know why
yeah.
people don't look at paid like that, but that's how I think you gotta look at paid. But everything else you said, I'm like mad with you on Gorilla. That's why.
Another thing I've always wanted to, well, we've always tried actually to tap into is getting paid sponsorships from corporations, to do promotion for them at your shows. You know what I mean? So it's like Red Bull, PBR, even local. I mean, like I know Evidence Clothing isn't a thing anymore, but Evidence used to do that for the hip hop community. For example, who else? The NDG clothing company there. What the fuck?
Um,
Um,
the one that's like on
you-
Sherbrooke.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the name.
What the fuck? Anyways, local companies that would like to, you know what I mean? They'll give you certain merchandise to move with their shows, or they'll help invest in your costs or whatever the case, as
Shit.
long as you promote their,
Whoever
you
the
know what
fuck
I mean?
has the list
That
of
kind of
that
stuff.
shit is valuable right now.
Pardon me?
Whoever the fuck has the list of all the people that do that right now is pretty valuable. That's all I can say.
Yeah, for sure, because it's not an easy thing to tap into. You have to make them, you have to give them an impressive press kit that shows them that you're a serious entertainment firm or whatever the fuck, or that you're a serious artist or whatever the case, that your platform is worth putting money and merchandise into, that there's going to be, like you said, invest in return on their end. You know what I mean? But if you can convince, for example, PBR to hook you up with a couple of cases to sell cheap, or some PBR shirts or whatever the case, and they also give you $500 to pay for the venue or to pay for promotion or whatever the case, you know what I mean? That's something that we've tried to tap into, but it's not easy to make. You know what I mean? Unless you've created a platform that is recognizable, and like you'd have to make that shit look professional as fuck. You know what I mean? You have to take that shit mad seriously. And I'm not a business person, so
Nah,
I've
that's
had a
where
hard time with that.
I know that's where we go back to that like party versus serious thing. You know what? I thought more about that since you brought it up. Not everyone has to be serious with it. I just think the people who are
No,
running
but there
this
there
shit,
has to be people that take it seriously. You're not wrong about that. I just mean me personally. It's not. It's never been something I've tried to monetize. It's not the reason I got into this shit. Obviously, if I had the opportunity to make a living off of this and be um, consistent enough to be able to make money off of it, then I absolutely would love that. But I didn't see that happening. You know what I mean? I found it always more of just an escapism. It's just something I've done more than a hobby, because it does make money. Not very much, but like it can be your second job, your side hustle, whatever you want to call it. For me, it was just like, for a long time, just like that fucking, it's stereotypical, but that song "Hip Hop Is My Life." The reason that I said that was that I felt like hip hop at that point in my life was my lifestyle. It really was, and my bread and butter was one, you know, at the time, washing dishes, making salads. You know what I mean? Doing humble kitchen work. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, it's just for me, anyways. It's more about having fun. You know what I mean? It's always just been more about just making music, and fucking, if it's not fun, bro, I don't want to do it. If I'm not enjoying it, if I'm not enjoying every fucking moment of my life, bro, it's like, it's not worth it. You know what I mean?
I
I know
hear
that
you.
sounds stupid. I know that sounds stupid and boyish or whatever in a sense, but like,
No,
think
it
about this.
doesn't.
You could do shit with your life, even though it's work, even though it's tough, even though sometimes it fucking breaks you. If you love it though, they say if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I
But
agree with that.
if you love what you do, you will work many days in your life and you'll fucking love it. You'll come home at the end of the day, you'll sit down, you'll say, what a fucking day. And I'm proud of myself because I'm still here and I'm still doing it. And I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and do the same shit.
Yo, big facts. The truth is, I love being
Yeah.
super serious. I know it sounds weird, but I love it. I have a lot of trouble letting go and having fun. That isn't my cup of tea. A lot of people like to have fun, so trust, we need fun people at the party. I need to go.
Sure.
So
I mean,
you want me
my
to sit
music
in the corner
is
and
intense.
just
It's
show
not
up,
super
do my
fun, but
thing?
I'm fun.
But like, nah, I'm all like,
Yeah.
it's just vibe. Like people have that there, and I think like at the end of the day though, like you still are contributing. I mean, the fact that you're gonna help out Olivier with that, you know, or just to be involved like that in these ways, it's like kind of big, you know. It's not, and it's the
Yeah.
fact that maybe you stop recording at a certain point because of X Y Z reason, and then you're still involved in
I feel like
helping
that's more of a
people.
hiatus. It's not. Yeah. Anyways, it's don't get me wrong. I plan on making new music, releasing new music. I plan on
Well, I certainly hope so.
it's just that, like, I felt like I haven't been in the right headspace for a little while. I've been trying to get my personal life together. That is finally coming together. You know, I got engaged last year to like my best friend in the world, and like my life, my personal life as an adult man, it's coming together. So I can now refocus on the things that I used to love so much in my life that brought me so much joy. Um, but I'm having a hard time fighting a lot of cynicism about why still be this 30 something year old local rapper. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Why not pursue something else? You know what I mean? The food thing is also something like I'd love to do, and I don't see myself giving it up.
I'll be
But it's
real.
also,
I can say
you
that
know,
while I take music in a sense at a marketing front more serious than ever, I've never had more friends in my life than taking music more seriously. I don't know how else to put it, but it attracted like imagine being able to like all of a sudden Vincent Price and like Cool Man Logan and I are hanging out and like these are the guys I'm hanging
yeah,
out with. I'm like, what
hmm
the fuck happened? When like what?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's like so I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people coming out the woodwork that have also decided it's time. So I'm just saying, Jay DaVille, when you want to show up, there's a bunch of people in the whole world that are also coming out the woodwork and doing things right now. It's a bubbling era where there's just everything. Everybody can have a lane right now in Montreal. It's literally one of those like, oh my god, we're a couple of years away from actual flow and circulation of cash. It's fucking fascinating.